Hi, it's Eric, and time for our video conversation this week. It's been a pretty tough week in Washington, as you can imagine. For those of you who heard the news, a gunman targeted individuals, my colleagues, who were at a congressional baseball practice. Part of our annual congressional baseball game, an event that's been going on every year since 1909. I should just start by thanking the Capitol Police for their extraordinary bravery and literally being able to save countless lives that morning. My prayers and all of our prayers continue to go out to the victims, and especially to my roommate and good friend Steve Scalise, who remains critical in the hospital, unfortunately. I hope this is also a reminder that we also need to make sure this is a time to reflect and think about the importance of civility and respect and restraint as a part of our political dialogue and in society as a whole. Let's get to our questions though now, and the first up is an email that I received from Michelle in Bloomington. And Michelle says, "Dear Congressman Paulson, please support H.R. 1456, which will prohibit the import, export, trade, and distribution of shark fins and products containing shark fins. Sharks are being killed 30% faster than they are able to reproduce, which is having a devastating impact on our ocean's fragile ecosystems. Please do what you can to help protect our vulnerable shark populations. Sincerely, Michelle." Michelle, thanks for sharing your thought. A lot of folks may not realize, but shark fins are used mostly for shark fin soup, which is a traditional cuisine that's served in Asian countries and is often looked as a luxury item. The removal of these fins often and frequently takes place while the sharks are still alive, and then they actually put the sharks back in the water, but they don't have the ability to swim, and then they die. So I am a co-sponsor of this legislation, which makes it illegal to buy, to sell, or to possess any shark fins that do not have a lawful permit as a part of normal fishing. Next up is another email I received from April in Edina. And April says, "Dear Congressman Paulson, I strongly urge you to protect the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge by keeping an effort to open the refuge to oil development out of the budget resolution. Please do what you can to protect the refuge and oppose the inclusion of the refuge in the budget process. Thanks, April." Thanks, April. The Arctic National Wildlife Refuge, ANWR as it's known, was first protected by President Eisenhower going back about over 55 years ago, for a long period of time. It's an area of the country in Alaska that has a lot of migratory birds and other animals in that area and has been protected. I've resisted and have opposed drilling in ANWR. It has now been proposed as a part of the President's budget to open a revenue stream as a part of that drilling. I sent a letter with some of my colleagues recently to the Budget Committee saying that they should not include, and asking them not to include this and oppose any inclusion of ANWR opening as a part of that budget process for any new revenue stream for drilling. I want to thank everyone that took the time to join in with your thoughts and your questions and your ideas this week. Have a wonderful Father's Day. And I've been joined here by Arbor, who's part of our inclusion in the office as well. So continue to reach out anytime. Have a good weekend.